anyways, I have been in between states, right? I'm feeling very light today, but I wanted to, in my light state, give you some advice, because I feel like everyone's kind of going through this like middle ground, either like in or coming out of a rough patch. And I say this, you know, like collectively, you know, via astrology and via what I've seen, and obviously it's not going to be the same for everyone, which is fine and normal and valid. But for those that are in a rough patch or coming out of a rough patch like me, finally, this is for you. Recently, I'd say about a month ago, I was having really bad days. I'd say, okay, so from about February to the end of April was just awful for me, and then May started to get better, and now it's like a gradual process of just like getting better. I do have like bad days or bad moments, but predominantly I'm just getting better. Like, it's not like jumping over rainbows, but you know, it's the healing process. So I want to state that I have 2 ovarian conditions, which you've seen in my videos and I've mentioned 100 times before, and I'm on medication, and I've had anxiety since I was young. So this emotion, my emotions and where I am at is not new to me. And so if feeling though is new to you, this would be some good perspective from someone it isn't new from, you know? And if it isn't new to you, then maybe you can just relate, which is equally as good. I was in a very tedious chapter of my life, and now that I'm getting out of it, I'm finding myself very grateful for the smallest of things. Like today, as I'm filming this, I saw that I got 1 more subscriber, and I was like literally like crying. I was like so happy. And it's like the time, like I've gained like 10 in the past week, but like just 1, you know? It's about being grateful for the small things. But my point of this video is to say that getting out of a rough patch, you know, there's no one way to do it. But for me, like, I've done so many things. I'm not on my phone. I haven't been for almost 2 weeks. Again, it seems to be helping. I've been going out more and listening to my body, and like routines and comfort YouTubers like Emma Chamberlain. Like, you have to really listen to yourself. However, I will admit that a mindset change, which is so hard to have and get, is actually one of the things that is helping me out of that tedious chapter I was in. This is a really chilled video, I'm sorry. So that mindset is tomorrow is a new day. And right now, I'm in the best place I've been in since about January. But about a month ago, this was the mindset I started to have. Tomorrow is always a new day. When you're in a low state, you're in this constant cycle of wake up, feel depressed, fall asleep, wake up, feel depressed, fall asleep. So I started to have routines and do things on purpose that I enjoyed. And that would be like watching certain YouTubers at night. It started off with like Chris Clemens, Claudia Zaluski, Kelly Stamps. I still love them so much. So I would look forward to at night, and then in the mornings I would like have another routine of dancing, or you know, I would just do things on purpose that I know I loved and like couldn't not love, if that makes sense, and could never get tired of it, and it will always make me feel good. So this routine started to make me feel like I wanted to wake up the next day because I had things to look forward to. And in a pandemic, the whole time, from the very beginning, I struggled because I definitely had it much easier than most people, and I was very happy because I didn't have to do my exams and things like that, right? But at the same time, I struggled because I didn't have anything to look forward to. And for me, that's like such a big thing. I'm always looking forward to something, always looking to the future. And now, obviously a year and a bit later, I am seeing Ash in September, I'm seeing Billy next year. I have loads of things to look forward to. And I didn't have that last year, and I didn't have that in February when I was really going through it. So it's hard, and I get it, but it's something that you have to sometimes just force and push, and it's about getting out of your own way and realizing that you can cause the good change in your life. Like, no one else is going to do that for you. And sure, things like praying or like whatever you believe in, like speaking to spirit guides, or you know, whatever you do, that really does help, because even if you believe it doesn't work, it's a sense of like coping and not being alone and things like that. So although I do believe there are external forces in the universe that help us and stuff, I created the change, you know, I created this new chapter for myself, and I don't know where it's going, and I don't want to know, and that's the first time in my life where I don't want to know what's going to happen, because I am being present. I am looking forward to 24 hours ahead only, and that's why this mindset of tomorrow is a new day is incredible, because you're in a bad mood but you have these things that you know make you happy every day. You can be like, it's fine, I'll be present today, but tomorrow is a new day, and tomorrow could be 10 times better, it could be 10 times worse, but who cares, because it's a new day and I can restart. And I know this mindset almost kind of contradicts my other video about, you know, we don't always have a tomorrow, tomorrow isn't guaranteed, but it realistically it's the only way to stay present is to say today is a new day, tomorrow is a new day, to not look into the future. That's why I mean, in a sense they coexist, because if you're looking so far into the future and so far into the past, you're not in the present, and then that fucks up both morals, you know, like you're not being present and you're not doing things for yourself that you will end up probably regretting, you know. That's the whole point of tomorrow isn't guaranteed to do things. I envision this feeling for like a small amount of time. It gets bigger every day because my tolerance and like my patience grows bigger every day. But I just imagine this feeling of like tomorrow's gonna be a good day, and like I'm gonna feel it, and I'm gonna be happy, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that, and those feelings are really good. And that's a way of manifesting, is the emotions and visualization. The thing is, it's like not every day realistically will be okay, ever in life. You will not have a consecutive good day continuously without at least one bad day. That's okay, that's valid, that's normal. And that's what you have to remember, is that when you're in this good place, tomorrow isn't guaranteed to do things, but also tomorrow is a new day, so if you're in a bad place, it's gonna be okay. And you have this full circle moment of these two morals being together. On these good days, I take myself out, I look after myself, I go get coffee, I treat myself a bit, I spoil myself, I see friends, you know, I do things that make me exert a lot of energy, because I know that on my bad days I'm not going to want to do that, and when I'm having my bad days I don't want to sit and regret not going out, because on my bad days I won't want to go out. So I'm doing things while simultaneously being aware that I can restart at any point in time that I have here. The whole point is that you allow yourself the time to get better, while while simultaneously taking that action to get better, you know? And being proud of yourself. Even if you're at the beginning of your journey, at the beginning of healing, or at the beginning of a shitty cycle. But at the same time, you have full control, you know? So it's how you, people say it's how you react, but for me that's not the case. For me, it's how you take it. It's not, I know they're similar, but they're not exactly the same. It's what you do with it instead of how you emotionally react. Because to bad news, you're gonna cry, you're a human being, and I refuse to believe that our emotional reactions consistently create or manifest a negative outcome or backlash. It's how you take it and what you do with it. The action, it's what you do with it. If I sat here moping, that's not a reaction. The initial emotional reaction is the reaction. Moping is not a reaction, it's a coping mechanism, and it's a negative one. And if that's how you get through it, that's cool, but it's not great for you, scientifically, statistically, literally. So it's about what you do with everything, you know? I've turned my phone off, and I have people to talk to. I have things I need to do, but I'm in the state of I don't care, and I just want to be, and I just want to breathe, and it's been amazing for me. I've gone out and I've spent time with my family, and I have extremely bad retail therapy, and I'm experimenting with coffees, and the ones I've made so far that aren't my normal iced coffee are disgusting, but it's fucking worth it. And I feel amazing, and I'm resting, and I want to wake up, and I'm excited to wake up instead of the other way around, just wanting to sleep and never wake up kind of thing. Someone said something to me, and I don't think it was about me, but they said, you don't want to die, you just don't want to continue living the life that you are living. And that has stuck with me, because it's so true. But you hold your life in your hands. You create everything around you. Bad things are seemingly out of our control, but again, it's what you do with it. A while ago, I was going through a bit of heartbreak, and now I just don't give a fuck. And I was struggling so much with my ovarian conditions, and now I'm on the pill for 3 consecutive months and then a break. And I had my break, which I vlogged for you guys, and I feel incredible on my period. This is the first time in my life where I've felt incredible on my period. And if you know how bad those are for me, if you're new here, if you haven't seen my videos or heard me speak about them, I have been hospitalized over the pain, throwing up, passing out. It's awful for me, and this is the first time it hasn't been that bad, and I feel incredible. And it's not because of the pill. The pill has definitely helped, but I took the action to do that. I forced them, and I said, look, I can't keep doing just 1 month. Like, it's just not good for me. Take action. And also, I might do another video on this, but the other mindset I had, which has helped with my heartbreak and just everything in general, I think, is if it's for you, it will never pass you by. I put a tweet out, and it was, I'll sit down here. I put a tweet out, and it was along the lines of, feel the things you need to heal, but once you've felt them, this is when you begin to either mope or you take the action, right? Tell it to fuck off, and by doing that, you tell yourself this. You just broke up with someone, or they broke up with you. Okay. Feel what you need to feel. Feel the loss, feel the heartbreak, the sadness, whatever it is. Then realize someone else is going to come around and love you, even better than that person. You think you've lost the one, because I believe in the one. You think you've lost the one. Watch. If they are for you, they'll come back. You just have to put it out there. If they're for you, they will come back, and if they don't, they're not for you. That's because someone else is much better and is for you and will come around. You lost your job. It's probably a very big sign. The universe pushing you to do something greater with your life. it's so hard to be in these situations and see it this way, and it takes time. So if you're freshly hurt or heartbroken or lost something or someone or whatever it is, you're probably listening to me thinking you are so full of shit. But a few months ago I had 3 therapists, a nutritionist because my health was deteriorating, in and out of hospital, freshly heartbroken, and I managed to turn myself around in about, it took, retrospectively it took a few months, but the good shit has taken a few weeks right now. A month, I'd say, maybe. But the last few weeks have been incredible because I've taken control and I've released expectations, and I just trust. And it's hard to trust when everything around you kind of feels like it's crumbling, and all you feel you've seen is evidence of bad stuff, but it's how you take it. Because even though I went through a stage of heartbreak, I simultaneously am still loved by that person. So it's a life situation, not that someone fell out of love with me. So I have to take the blessing with the bad stuff. And I've been loved before, and I'll be loved again, whether it's by him or by someone else. And I have dips in my, this is a really shallow one, but like my Instagram following, and that's essentially part of my job. It's disheartening, but then I realized, but you've still got over 12,000 followers. So you have no space to be ungrateful. You have no space to be negative. The initial reaction is so valid. Sadness, heartbreak, loss of belief, losing trust. And then it's your job to build yourself back up. And it's draining. And for a few months you might just be in bed eating pot noodles every single day, and that's okay. In fact, I fully support you. Go do it. But you have this life only once. My favorite quote, one of my favorite quotes from Call Me By Your Name, you have this life only once. You have this body only once. It is given to us only once. It's up to you what you do with it and how your life goes. You will be thrown, curveballs and obstacles. It's how you go with it. And I will proudly say, with no fear in it, I used to feel very fearful of saying that I was having good days, and then it just brought about more bad days. But with no fear, I am gonna proudly say I'm happy. I'm not fully happy. It could be better, but I'm happier. And it's because of me. I have spoken to about 5 people in the past month. Only. And I'm happy doing that. I've left friendships behind, and it's easy because it's right for me. And I put it off. Even for a couple weeks, I put it off. And that made me feel like shit. So if you are holding on to relationships or friendships or people or jobs or situations, or even if it's your own bad mindset that you're holding on to, let it go. Get rid of it, because you will see your life change. I turn my phone off for a few weeks and I don't speak to people, and I feel incredible because I am in my own company and I love myself so much, and I am great, and I am beautiful, and I don't even say these things to myself every day. It's just how I feel, and it's a journey, and I don't want you to watch this and be like, oh, but you've got it figured out. And it's like 4 weeks ago I didn't have it figured out, and the worst idea back then was this is gonna take time, but it doesn't have to. And it can, but it doesn't have to. And you know what? Bad days come and bad days go, and bad things come and bad things go. but the good will last forever if you let it stay. And if you're given a second chance at something, I watched the RuPaul episode yesterday, and she said you don't get many second chances in life, so when you take it, you grab it and you do it right this time. I know someone who attempted to take their life several times, and each time has not been successful. He's been given several chances. I want him to watch this, and I want him to do it right this time. And by doing it right, I mean do it right for you, not for anyone else. You don't live for anyone else. No matter what the fuck you are, who the fuck you are, you don't live for anyone else, you live for yourself. So do it right for you. Get rid of the people that don't love you, that don't care, that bring you down, even if they are good intentions. These things are normal, they happen. The friendships that I got rid of, they were lovely people, but my energy was anxious around them. Just do what's right for you. And if this means you have to pack up your bags and move across the country, do it. It doesn't matter, there are no limitations. Your past should not be shackling you down. Healing is a long process sometimes, but the second you decide that you want to heal, that's the first step. And I just got really sick and tired of being low, and I said fuck it, I'ma feel good, and I do.